what's up? Okay, so I obviously bought Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I asked for it for my birthday and my dad got it for me. And I got it before my birthday. And I was just so, like, so obviously pricing changes from the US to, I'm not gonna say where I live, but like, like the pricing changes, but I feel like it was a really great deal for like the 3 games, because where I live, like games are super expensive. It doesn't matter what type of game, they always go for like 100 and up, so anyways, I literally played through it, the whole entire thing, in like, I don't even know, probably like 10 days or less. Like, I was having so much fun and I was just so like excited. And obviously I always choose the destroy ending. Look, I'm lying. One time I chose to like combine them, the symbiotic one, but then I was like, I want my Shepard to live. In my, canonically, is that how you say that word? I want her to live. So when I see her take a breath, I'm like, she's alive. I don't care about anything else. Because then the thing is, now I think about it and I overanalyze it, and I'm like, the whole entire game is, the purpose of it is for you to destroy the Reapers. Like, Anderson gives his life for you to destroy the Reapers. And you have like the whole protagonist, antagonist? I have no idea how to pronounce the words. Actually, the elusive man, who clearly he's getting like indoctrinated, and everyone in Cerberus is getting indoctrinated, and so he is very much like, oh yeah, we can definitely control the Reapers, we can definitely do it. And like, they could control husks, but like husks are like the most like easily killable of the whole like Reaper-esque creatures. You know, like out of all of them, they took like 2 shots and they were dead. So I mean, like, controlling them isn't that big of a deal compared to a giant Reaper. And so to me it was like, okay, they're telling you story-wise like that Cerberus, the elusive man, his let's control them isn't gonna work. So in my mind I was like, we're not gonna do that. And then in my, I don't care what the developer, okay, that's kind of mean, but I don't like, I know that the developer said that because a lot of people were saying that what was the theory, that basically if you choose like anything other than destroy, like that's what the Reapers wanted, and like indoctrination and your Shepard being indoctrinated, and they said that that's not true. From my perspective, the whole entire story, I'm like, of course the Reapers, or whoever created the Reapers, want you to not destroy them. I mean, they're gonna give you the choice to destroy them, just to be like, haha, we're gonna give it to you, but also look at these cool options. You could like save the Geth and save Edie and, you know, the pinnacle of life. I don't believe that. I'm like, that's gonna last for like, I don't know, like couple years, and then they're gonna be like, okay, now we can kill everyone. And the thing is, can you imagine all these people who had their lives like completely altered? Some of them, like their whole entire families, like Joker, literally his entire family just dead. And of course we kill Edie, but in my mind, in my headcanon, I'm like, Edie is smart enough, she probably did something, and Tally is like smart enough to like save her. The Geth probably have like a backup. That's what I believe in. Everything's fine in the end. But wait, where was I going with this? But hold on, my brain just rebooted and I forgot what I was going with this. Oh yeah, so everyone imagine your whole entire family, planet, whatever, slaughtered by Reapers, and then, oh wait, now we can control them, and like Shepard's in them, so now they're gonna help us. How well do you think that's gonna go with? You think people aren't gonna be like, yeah, no, we're gonna kill him, we're gonna try to kill him? Like, that's not gonna work. Like, everyone, literally everyone, like I remember in Thessia when the Asari commandos are like, did Shepard make it to the temple? Are we gonna defeat the Reapers? And you're gonna tell me that they're sacrificed, and you're gonna be like, no, we're gonna like make the Reapers like our pets, and just, you know, they're gonna help us repair stuff. By the way, I feel like this might come off as me insulting people who chooses these endings, and it's not. This is just like a personal perspective. Like, if you choose like symbiotic, or I don't remember the other one. I think the other one is like controlling the Reapers, or like Shepard becomes part of like the Reaper, or whatever. No criticism towards you, that's your choice, but for me, that is what my thought process was. And I was like, after Anderson, the whole moment of you and Anderson is just so like, and him being like, destroying the Reapers, we did it, kid, and then you not destroy them. So yeah, I did it for Anderson, even though the Geth do die, but Legion was already dead, and he was the only one I cared about from the Geth. So But yeah, in my one, that's why I always choose the destroy ending, the one where like Shepard takes the last breath, and then whoever your love interest, which for me is always Garrus Vakarian. It's always Garrus Vakarian, doesn't matter. One time I accidentally romanced Caden because I thought that you always had to choose, like, you know how when you choose like the upper dialogue it's Paragon and the lower it's Renegade. I thought that also applied in like normal conversations on like the like ship. The ship? I don't know, moving on. And so without me noticing, I was like, some of these answers are kind of flirty. And then out of nowhere, one of them is like, oh, Commander, do you take a special interest in this everyone? And I don't remember what I answered. And then I was like, oh my god, I romanced him. Oh no, oh no. So yeah, that happened once. But I always romance Garrus Vakarian. I once looked up Thane's romance. And dude, I think Thane is like one of the top romances. But also super sad, and I don't know why they decided to kill him. They had no reason to. There was no reason to. They could have just, like, you know. Anyways, I think I heard that the reason why they didn't have a lot of characters that they had in the second like as a crew members, because in the second one, I remember the first one you only have like 6 crew members, and the second one you have like 25. I'm kidding, not that much, but it's a lot. And then the third one, I think you only have like 6 again, and I think it's because they didn't have enough time. Because it would have been cool if you could have recruited some of them, like Miranda. I mean, Jack, obviously, if they went with the same storyline, you couldn't probably recruit her because she probably would have stayed with the kids. But, like, Miranda, you could have recruited her. I mean, obviously, some of them, they tweaked it. So, like, Grunt, obviously, you can't because now he's, like, a full Krogan. He's, like, doing stuff. But, like, I'm still so sad that you couldn't save Morden. I was like, maybe you can save him somehow in the new Legendary Edition. But no. You couldn't. Also, it was funny because when I was playing, I loved the Leviathan DLC just because when Shepard comes back up and she's like disoriented and Garrus is like, don't you ever do that again. I'm like, oh my god, my heart. And I also love the Citadel DLC because obviously, why not? It's like, and my favorite thing is when Jack goes like, oh, so she's still like things don't change, right? So she still dances like that. And then, so that means in Mass Effect 2, in one point, Jack saw Shepard dancing, and the thought of that just makes me smile. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Leviathan DLC. I love that if you don't, like, the game just throws it at you, but if you do it before a certain point, it makes no sense, because in Thessia is when you see the Banshees, and if you do it before Thessia, everyone's just like, oh my god, a Banshee, but we don't canonically, story, we don't know that Banshees exist yet. And so it's kind of like, what is going on? So when I noticed that, I was kind of like, that's a little bit funny, because, you know, obviously I do that before Thessia, because I feel like Thessia and then the servers, everything is like very quickly, so I just kind of like do all this other stuff. But yeah, I really like the Leviathan DLC. What was I going with this? Oh yeah, the ending. Well, honestly, this video is just me wanting to talk about the 4th Mass Effect. This video is just me talking about everything related to Mass Effect and just going on and on, because I can go on and on about this. I did buy Mass Effect Andromeda when it came out. I was so excited. I bought it with my own money. And I played it, and oh my god, I hated it. Mostly I think I hated it because I have Dragon Age 2, and I really don't like open world things where there's like, you just have to explore and explore. Like, I just don't have the attention span. I just don't have the patience. I find it so tedious and so long and so boring. So I couldn't enjoy Dragon Age for like the longest time, even though the characters were cool. I was just like, oh god, this is so... Also, I saw that in Mass Effect 1, one of the characters says, oh, thank the maker, and that's what they said in Dragon Age. Anyways, people already probably know that. I just thought it was like, ooh. Anyways, so Mass Effect Andromeda had that same like template that Dragon Age did, so I was just like, oh god, this is gonna be horrible for me, because that's one of the things I did not like in the first Mass Effect when I played it, is that you just search planets, go up and down, and I was like, oh my god, this sucked. Anyways, so that's why I did not like it, because obviously Mass Effect Andromeda is very much like you're just kind of like finding new things, so you just got there, but I was kind of like, this does not interest me. And then the tidbits that they do call back to like the original trilogy, that was like infinitely more interesting to me. I was like, oh my god, that's Garrus' dad, oh my god, that's Liara, oh my god, they're talking about Shepard, oh my god. But then when that finished, I was like, and the romances were not like, I don't know what it was. And the thing is, like, visually, like the graphics weren't that great, and I was like, but this game just came out and it's newer than Mass Effect 3. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, if they're gonna do another Mass Effect Andromeda or what. Personally, I just wasn't a fan. I just didn't like, and it sucks because I really wanted to like it, obviously. And at first I thought maybe it's because I just love Shepard so much. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I always pick female Shepard. I tried to play once as a male Shepard, but I just couldn't do it. I was just like, I just feel so empowered as female Shepard. I can do anything with you. But yeah, at first I thought it was that. I was like, maybe I'm just too hung up on female Shepard and I can't get over it, so I can't play this new game. But then as I continued playing, I was like, yeah, this isn't that cool. And then right now, fast forward a couple years, they do the teaser trailer for Mass Effect 4, and I was just like, this is great. I don't even know what it's gonna be, but this is great. Because I think with the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, they made a lot of money, like a lot of money. I think because so many people, I've seen for years, people asking for them to remaster it, and they didn't do it, and then finally, I don't know what directive was like, let's do this. And they made a lot of money. So I'm thankful for that, because I feel like now that they're like, okay, we see the potential budget, now we're going to put more budget into the fourth one, so it'll be good. I don't really know. Obviously, Liara is in it, but like Liara's an Asari, so they can live like long years. I think the only ones who can live that long is like Krogan. So technically, we don't know how long in the future is. I mean, obviously she's standing on top of a dead Reaper, so they probably have to choose one ending, like, or make it that even if you chose like symbiotic or something, like the Reapers die off. I don't know how they're gonna probably explain that. Again, Shepard alive. I don't care how. Obviously, in one of their endings, like if you choose symbiosis or the one, your Shepard disappears or like disintegrates. So I don't know how they're gonna do that. Don't know. But the thing is, at first, if you had asked me years ago, I'd be like, make the fourth one and bring back Shepard. I don't care how. If she could come back from the dead, she can do anything. Now, for the fourth one, I want them to talk about Shepard, but you don't have to play as Shepard. Like, just make her impact worth it on humanity. Like, if you go to a Krogan world, you know, when Grunt was like, people will sing your name, have people singing her name. Or, like, you know, just stuff like, even Garrett, like, have them... You know how when Rex was like, oh, who has a statue on the Citadel? Stuff like that. Like, have a statue. And obviously, since people have customized Shepards, have, like, the statue of Shepard, obviously with, like, her... I almost said hat. That is not a hat. But you know what I mean. Helmet. So... And then have, like, little tidbits of, like, how Mass Effect Andromeda have it. So, like, you're walking around and you can, like, hear, like, today we're commemorating Commander Shepard and blah, blah, blah. Or Commander Shepard was, through her acts of violent, I mean, I guess depending on what you chose, valiant. She was, what's after Commander? Admiral? I have no idea, but, you know, stuff like that. Not like the news, because that'd be, like, put some respect on Shepard's name. But stuff like that, you know, that shows her, like, what happened after, you know, like, if you pick the Destroy ending where she lives, be like, you know, Liara talks about her recuperating in the hospital now, how she spent her last years, you know, at the beach with her Turian boyfriend, you know, just stuff like that where her impact made a difference, mattered. All the things that she did, you cannot tell me. She cured the genophage. She made an alliance between Krogan and Turians, and then she made an alliance with the Geth and the Quarians, I forgot. Granted, in my decisions, the Geth died, but still, those things matter, you know. She helped retake the homeworld, so you're telling me that she isn't gonna be on a statue in somewhere? Like, there's probably a bunch of statues on her, and, like, that's what I want. I want her mentioned, and obviously, all the players that can be mentioned, like, what happened to Jeff, or, like, what happened to Garrus, Grunt. I mean, obviously, Grunt would probably still be alive since he was, like, a teenager when this happened. Have Grunt, like, talk, you know, if, like, Liara and Grunt see each other, have them, like, reminisce a little, you know, stuff like that. Or even, I don't know if Rex would still be alive, because in Mass Effect 3 he was, like, 700 years old, and I don't know how long Krogans live. But even if he were alive, or, like, whatever, just, oh, can you imagine if there was a Shepard walking around in a morning? Oh my god. but stuff like that, you know, where it's impactful. And like, I don't need to play as Shepard, but as long as her presence is in the game, I think people would really appreciate that. And not in the sense of, like I said, not like what they did in Mass Effect 2, where if you picked like Ashley or Caden, depending on who you picked to survive, it'd be like Caden Memorial, blah blah blah, or Ashley Williams Foundation do this, and it's just like, cool. No, don't. I mean, if you that plus more things, like, don't just give me that. That just sounds like you're giving me crumbs, you know. So I hope they do. I don't know what will the direction be, like if they're gonna make like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna show us, well, again, if the destroy ending, the Quarians don't have the Geth to assimilate out of their suits, but again, we don't know how long it's been, so will we see Quarians without a suit? That would be cool. But I don't know what type of, you know, is it going to be like a new big bad type of thing? Like, oh, what's the new evil? Is it going to be rebuilding? Is it going to be consequences of what happened, what Shepard did, of like this new galaxy and trying, because obviously power is, people always are going to look for power, even though, let's say what Shepard did, and after the defeating the Reapers, it's probably would have kept everyone chill and calm for at least give or take 100 years, hopefully. But there comes a time where people are gonna want power, and people are gonna want things, and people are just gonna be mean. It's like, as much as I don't like the Reapers, it's true. There's a cycle to things, you know, and you see it in human history, so it's probably in, you know, and even when, what's his name, Javik, he was like, yeah, we had the same thing with these species, and then the thing that happened with Geth and the Quarians actually happened to us too. So I wonder how that's gonna play out. I wonder if, you know, depending on, oh my god, I remember when Javik, depending if you let him see that fragment thing or not, he will want to, like, or not. And when I knew that, I was like, what? So next time, because I'm replaying it again, this time I'm playing as Shepard born on Earth with no parents, because the first time I played again, I was Alliance parents, you know. This time, no parents, because I was like, let's see what's different. So this time I'm gonna make sure not to let him see the fragment, because I don't want him to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go the last living Prothean, and he's just gonna like go live with Liara or something. That'd be cool though. Imagine if Javik is still alive and him just chilling with Liara, a buddy cop. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool if we could also play as something as not just a human. I wouldn't mind playing as just a human. Oh my god, can you imagine if they made us play like the great grandchild of like Shepard? I'm kidding, that'd be like kind of corny, but it'd be cool, wouldn't it? This is what I enjoy, and not having any expectations or any ideas of what could potentially be Mass Effect 4. I wonder if they're going to reference Mass Effect Andromeda, because obviously Mass Effect Andromeda, I think it takes place between Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. Like, they leave before anything else, because they're like, yes, the Reaper, they believe Shepard and the Reapers, and Garrus's dad's like, yeah, I believe it. So I wonder if they're going to reference that and try to contact them and be like, hey, the threat is over, or, you know, like, I wonder. I just want a huge VI statue of Shepard. A Thane, you know, he's protected the Solarian Dalatrass. Was it Solarian Dalatrass? I don't remember. Anyways, this was just me wanting to talk about Mass Effect 4. I gave no theories, no nothing. It was just me just talking. I don't know, it's just, on a real note, Mass Effect to me, I started playing Mass Effect during one of the darkest times in my life. That sounds so dramatic, but it was true. I was not enjoying anything, and I was very depressed, and Shepard to me gave me so much strength as a person. I was like, if Commander Shepard can do this, why can't I? You know, and it sounds silly, but I was 16 when I started playing Mass Effect. So to me, anytime I feel sad, I play Mass Effect. It just makes me so happy, which is funny because Mass Effect is very sad sometimes. It has moments where it's just very tearjerker, and like the decisions, and I second guess decisions a lot. So sometimes I literally, because I always chose to save Caden because Ashley kind of annoyed me with her like humans, aliens. So I was kind of like, But this time, I was like, you know what? I never save Ashley. Let's save Ashley. I redid that decision, like 5 times because I was like, do I really want to save Ashley? No, I do. No, do I really? So I saved Ashley, and like, yeah, it gives more story because Ashley has like a family, you know, sisters. But even though her sister looks nothing like her, and Kaden had no one, but she was just kind of like blah. I was kind of like, eh. I mean, Kaden and Ashley, their story is kind of blah. They are not there during Mass Effect 2, and then Mass Effect 3, they're there, but then they almost die, and then they're there. But I never took them out for a mission, because I was like, I always took out, Garrus, obviously, and then, Liara. It's funny, because obviously when you play things, you're like, I'm gonna choose new squad mates to see the dialogue, but then I see Garrus, and I'm like, and in the Citadel DLC, you cannot not pick Rex. Because in my mind, I'm like, Rex, he's not playable. And obviously, he wants to have fun. But then if you pick him, then since, I guess, depending on, like, the importance of the character, like, for example, I always save Brooks because I was like, why not? But this time I was like, I don't want to because I saw a video where they showed, like, the different, like, reactions to whoever squad mates with you, like having to gun down Brooks when she tries to escape. And I saw one where it's Garrus and he's like, I thought it was a practice bullet or a rubber bullet or something like that, like it wasn't a real bullet, oops. And I wanted that reaction, I wanted to see it, but because I had picked him and Rex was the one who shot her, and he was like, you're a little rusty, aren't you? And I was like, I wanted to see Garrus, but whatever. So sometimes I have to remind myself to like pick other squad mates. I guess this time around I will try to pick other squad mates to keep the dialogue, you know, interesting, because I feel like, you know, obviously if I keep picking the same ones, I will see the same dialogue. But yeah, this video is just me just professing my love for Mass Effect for like 20 plus minutes, and I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. Yeah, Jennifer Hale, I love that woman. I hope she's having a great day wherever she is. I honestly wish they could do more Mass Effect video games with Jennifer Hale as Commander Shepard. Like, I know in like the universe of Mass Effect, obviously Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, everything passes really quickly. So they probably can't like squeeze anything in there. And plus, if you're like, oh, well, I want to play with Shepard before Shepard met everyone, but then you don't have Garrus, and so it's like you can't squeeze a game between those. But I wish you could, you know, just a girl can dream. But yeah, I've got nothing else to say. I mean, I do. I could talk about Mass Effect for hours, but I feel like that'd be a little bit too much. So basically, this video is a tangent. I did not really specify what I expected Mass Effect for, but I guess I just hope that they don't ignore Shepard, even if it's like 1,000 years in the future. You're telling me that the person who was able to unite different alien races to overcome things like the genophage and the whatever and blah 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 and do all this, you're telling me she won't be remembered? Yeah. Also, I still can't forgive BioWare for that awful Jacob romance. Like, I never romanced Jacob because personally for me, he was kind of like a bland character. I mean, I feel like some of the human characters are kind of bland. Like, Caden's kind of bland. Ashley's kind of bland. I mean, Ashley's kind of interesting. Well, she's more interesting than Caden, I guess. I mean, maybe romancing Caden is different, but I've said Caden so long it doesn't sound like a real word anymore. Anyways, Jacob is kind of boring. You know, he was just kind of like, I mean, he has his interesting moments, but so I feel like, imagine you romance him and you're so excited to see what he, like, you know, what his romance is going to be in the third one, and then you meet him and he has an entirely new girlfriend who he knocked up. I know I play as, oh my god, my foot fell asleep, as Paragon. I thought there was an animal. I thought there was a bug. Oh my god, my foot fell asleep. Anyways, so far comfortable, but I don't edit my videos, so let's keep going. Oh yeah, I would still punch him. If I imagine wasting your romance to a man who you leave for 6 months and he knocks someone up. I mean Thane, who you romance. He literally is trying to contact you, and he doesn't hear anything about you. I guess Garrus as well. I mean, everyone else is super faithful, but Jacob is like, Ugh. Anyways. Okay, now I'm gonna stop because my foot is asleep. Because I'm sitting on the floor. Because it's, I don't know, probably 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning. I don't know. So, bye. I don't pretend that people watch my videos. I'm kidding, I do. If you watch this, if you're a person, human, tell me your thoughts of Mass Effect 4. Bye.